This little bird was pushed out of the nest by its mother, but the baby sat aside and opened its mouth. It thought its mother would feed it like every other time, but this time, its mother didn't feed it. Instead, she placed the food on the seashore and told it to come and get it. The little bird said nothing because it was excited to see the world outside, but as soon as it stepped out of the nest, it fell down. But it didn't lose courage, shook the sand off its head, and ran toward the sea. When it reached its mother, it opened its mouth again, but its mother ate the food herself and said, "Now, you'll have to find your own food." Just then, its eyes fell on bubbles on the ground, and it began playing with them. While playing, it picked up a shell. But before it could be happy, all the other birds started running toward the sea. Its mother signaled it to come back, but after a few steps, its attention went back to the bubbles, and it stopped. Just then, a huge wave came from behind and washed it away. He became frightened and became a wet little chick. He returned to the nest and, as before, began to beg for food with his mouth open. The mother, realizing she would have to be strict, ignored the little bird. Scared by the waves, the bird was also hungry. So he slowly gathered courage and set out in search of food. He hid behind a rock and watched. As soon as he saw a shell, he ran to it. But when he raised his head, he saw another wave coming. Terrified, he ran back. But this time, the wave was much lighter. The wave covered him in leaves, and two crabs began to push him out. The little bird lay down on the ground and watched them. Just then, a small crab threw sand in his face. The bird threw sand in response, but the crab bit him and went to the seashore to look for food. The bird kept watching from behind. When he saw that the waves had covered the crabs, he panicked and ran to save them. But the crabs slowly emerged, dusted themselves off, and began searching for food again. Suddenly, one crab hid in the sand. The bird looked up and saw a huge wave coming. There was no time to escape, so it hid in the sand like the crab. Just then, the crab came out, tapped its beak, and said, "Open your eyes." The bird opened its eyes and saw that the bubbles were actually coming from the shells. The wave came again and drenched it, but this time it wasn't frightened. Instead, it became very excited. Now it went near the bubbles and searched for a shell and found a large one. From that day on, it began searching for shells faster than the larger birds. Sometimes it even brought shells bigger than its own body. And this way, the little bird learned to live.